President Ramaphosa has responded to the Standing Committee on Public Accounts about a leaked audio clip, or SCOPA if you prefer the acronym. In it, he allegedly admits party members were misusing public funds for campaigns. This complaint was originally laid by suspended ANC MP Mervyn Dirks. So let's get some reaction from one of the political parties involved in this, African Transformation or ATM leader, Mr. Vuyo Zungula. Vuyo, good morning to you. Have any idea what the President's response was, and what do you expect the response to be from the President to SCOPA?
Morning, Gareth. What the President has effectively said is that he has no specific information about the use of public funds for party campaign purposes. That in itself is an admission from the President that the information that he had given during the NEC meeting of the ANC versus what now he has to say in Parliament via SCOPA, there's no truth to what he had said either now or in the NEC meeting, because he's not given any specifics. He's not assured the nation that he will abide by his oath of office by protecting the funds of the country, because the Section 34 of the Pressure Act does indicate that the President has got a duty. In fact, any public official has got a duty to report any suspicious, any corruption or any suspicion of corruption, which the President has not done so.
When you talk about specifics, what specifics would you like to hear?
Look, we know that there is the Department of State Security, where it is well known that with that slush fund, they use most of that money, particularly when they elections for their internal election funding program. Now, if the President would have said this fund, the reason why it is difficult to account for those funds, it is because a certain amount or a certain percentage of those funds were directed and they were used by candidate so-and-so in the ANC campaign, then would be happy that a president actually has got moral integrity and can be trusted to report any form of corruption, regardless who the perpetrator is. But it's something he had an opportunity to prove that he's a moral leader, but he has not done so because he himself could not effectively state who has been using the state funds for the ANC campaigns.
So essentially what you're saying, Vuyo, is that the President doesn't know who's spending money in his own party. That's what you're saying.
No. What I was saying is that he can't, in an NEC meeting, or say no, or he knows who is spending money of the state for campaigns. Therefore, you can't expect him as the President to reveal the CR17 bank statements, whereas there are other people in the party who are using state resources to fund their campaigns. Now, when he's or made to account on that statement, he says, no, I don't know. I'm talking about something that is general knowledge or that is there in the public domain. We ought to have a President that when he's given an opportunity to report corruption, because it is something that he should have taken initiative and report corruption in the first place, but he did not. Now, through SCOPA, he's been given an opportunity to say, here, Mr. President, we are giving you an opportunity now, based on your statements in the ANC meeting, come and report all of those members who you say are using state resources, but he's not done so.
And what would you like SCOPA to now do? They've received the response within the allocated 10 days from the President. What are you hoping SCOPA is now going to do about this?
SCOPA should do what is right by the Constitution. SCOPA should investigate further. SCOPA should have, even if they call witnesses from the very same NEC meeting, to try and get understanding of the utterances of the President, so that if any form of investigation could be done, whether he has misled the nation via his response now, then decisive action should be taken against the President. Because we can't, in in a country that is riddled with corruption have a president that seems to be nonchalant about any suspicion of corruption in the country, or a person, because remember the president said he'd rather fall on his sword than expose the ANC's use of state funds for their own party funding. Therefore, that is why South Africa deserves another president, a president that is morally upright.
Your view on the suspended ANC MP Mervyn Dirks? You think he did the right thing? Have you had any interaction with Mervyn Dirks?
No. I don't have any interaction with him. However, it is a grave concern that when a person is fulfilling his constitutional duty as a member of parliament, he gets to be suspended. It goes to show that in some of the circles we have in our country, either the media, the political analysts, the NGOs, or even some members of the parliament, the problem is not corruption per se. However, the problem is the perception of who is corrupt. Because it can't be that when a person is saying, he's not saying Mr. Ramaphosa is guilty, he's not saying Mr. Ramaphosa is corrupt, he's rather saying you made a particular statement that seeks to say there are people that are corrupt or that are using state funds for party purposes. Come and account and share to the nation that you know of this information, and also state what have you done about that as a state president. Now you have the chief whip of the majority party suspending Mr. Dirks. We've got analysts in the media saying he's driven by factionalism, whereas he was abiding by the Constitution's oath of office as a member of parliament. Therefore, in my view, Mr. Mervyn Dirks, just like all members of parliament, should be encouraged to report corruption wherever that is coming from.
I appreciate your time in joining us this morning. No doubt we're going to get reaction from SCOPA as soon as we can as well. Vuyo Zungula, ATM, joining us this morning, African Transformation Movement.